Alright, so these are your hot spring NXT style controls. We'll go through the functionality of them. The power button here would turn all of your jets and lights on or off. The next button down stands for memory. That's to save any of your jet configurations as far as which pump is on or multiple pumps and lights into the memory. Every time you hit the memory button from that point forward, that same functionality comes on. Next button here is going to take you into the clean cycle. This we recommend turning on when you exit the hot tub. If you hit start, it runs your 10-minute jet propulsion in order to run the water through the filtration system and sanitation system and clean everything out right away. Next little button down here is going to take you into the different settings, in which case we have the temperature lock and spa lock, summer timer that we typically don't use in our climate. In the hotter climate areas, it turns the circulation pump off so that you don't exceed your desired temperature from the friction of water movement. If we go into the next screen, we can change between Fahrenheit and Celsius, the brightness of the screen, and then the language within the controls. Go back to the home screen here. Your jets button will take you into the different jet functionality. This will let you turn the jets 1 to high speed or jets 2 to either low or high speed. You can use the power button to turn everything back off or on. The light function, when we get into that, it'll let you change the color of the lights individually, or you can get into each individual section of lights, whether it be the bar top, the waterfall itself or water feature, underwater lights, or underneath the pillows in direct lighting. You can choose each individual color for any of those sections, or you can choose the color wheel that allows it to rotate through the different colors. You can always hit the home button to go back to that main home screen that tells you the temperature in the hot tub and allows you to change the function of the spa. Alright, so next we'll talk about some of the key factors in taking care of your hot tub and keeping it clean. And one of the big things is going to be taking care of your filter. So we recommend about once a month removing your filter from the hot tub and spraying it out with the high pressure nozzle of your hose just to get the debris out of the pleats that are within the filter there. And every 3 to 4 months you take it out, soak it in a bucket of water with a filter degreaser product that's actually going to get those pleats back to new and permeable again so they can help trap the particulate that's in the water. The better we filter the water, the less chemical we can end up using in the spa. And it'll just make that water more clean and fresh to use every day. Okay, so we found a few key ways to take care of your hot tub so that it's enjoyable to use every day. In fact, your spa comes with a mineral cartridge. And this is something that goes in the filter area of your spa and has silver inside of it that helps inhibit the growth of bacteria naturally, which in turn helps you use less chemical in the hot tub. So by using that, it lasts 4 months and helps keep the water clean and pure without adding as much chemical to the water. In fact, the product that we recommend using to kill bacteria off and make the water safe and easy to use would be this enhanced shock. We recommend a tablespoon of this product per 2 bathers after exiting the spa. This takes any bacteria that we've introduced to the water and oxidizes it away immediately. The goal is that by the next time you use it, the next day, there's no sanitizer in the water, chemical, there's no bacteria, it's just fresh, clean water to bathe in again. Alright, one of the other key elements is going to be testing your spa water about once a week. And what we do is we swirl a test strip around in the water and get a judgment of where the color pads on that test strip match to the color on the bottle. Okay, so let's go ahead and test the water now. We take a test strip, swirl it around in the water for about 3 seconds, and then hold it up to the bottle like so. Each one of these pads corresponds with each one of these color lines. We want to get an idea of which color the pad matches on each one of those lines to then make our adjustments. There's an okay range down each one of these lines that we hope for it to match into, but it'll give us an idea of what we need to adjust. First thing we'll talk about is maybe the alkalinity, and I'll give you an example of how to adjust that. If we're looking at the alkalinity line here, each one of these colors has a number above it, and those are all parts per million. of the alkalinity that's in the water. So for instance, if our alkalinity pad matched the color of the 40 there, and the OK range is between 125 and 150, we'll want to be bringing that alkalinity up into that OK range. If we just stab in the middle for, say, 140, between 40 and 140, we have a difference of 100 parts per million. So we can take a look at the bottle now and see how to get it up to that level. Now on the back of your alkalinity bottle, you have a table. It'll reference the amount of gallons that your spa is. So let's take into consideration you have a 400-gallon spa. Each column tells you how to raise the alkalinity by a certain number of parts per million. For instance, if your spa is 400 gallons and you want to raise that 100 parts per million that we talked about, that's going to be a total of 16 tablespoons in order to adjust that level up. Of course, you'd use the appropriate number of gallons to your hot tub and how many parts per million you need to raise your personal alkalinity in the hot tub. Alright, so let's go through some of the other things that come in your startup bucket with your brand new spa. We'll go through each bottle individually. First, we have stain and scale control. We recommend adding this into the water to prevent from mineral content damaging the spa. It's good preventative maintenance. Approximately a capful or an ounce once per week, depending on the size hot tub that you have. Next thing in here would be sodium dichloride. We recommend having this on hand in case you ever run into a situation where you get an influx of use out of the hot tub, extra people in and out. A situation that would be rare would be like cloudy water. This is going to be a little bit more aggressive in getting rid of any of that bacteria and getting the water back to clear again. Of course, by using that enhanced shock that we talked about, that's going to eliminate bacteria growth after you use the spa, and you shouldn't need to run into using this very often. Alkalinity increaser, we're going to test the water for and kind of get an idea if this is something that we need or not need. Periodically, you'll probably need to adjust alkalinity in the hot tub. Same with pH decreaser. This is the next product here that also would be something that we test for to see if we need to add it in. And calcium hardness increaser as well. We want to have some calcium in the water to help make the sanitizer work more effectively in killing bacteria. Last bottle in here is anti-foam. It's another one of those as-needed products. So something like this would be used if you ever had foam or sud buildup on the water that comes from leftover detergents and swim trunks, body lotions, or hair products. You just add in a couple of ounces and the foam goes away immediately. Works really well.